Guys, welcome back to the study hack series. This is the 34th study hack in the series, and in this one we'll be looking at how to double check your answer to maximize your chances of getting all the marks. So first of all, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe and click the bell button so you get all the notifications. Again, we're going to start with a quote, and this is, "To be honest, there is no excuse for stupidity for not double checking the rules." That is by Susan Winter. So again, I've sort of talked about it before, but if you double check your answer, you have a higher chance of getting that question correct, because you're sort of like going over it in a different manner and looking at it in a sort of different way. But we'll talk about that in this study hack a bit more. So I'm just going to show it to you through a scenario of how you can actually double check your answer. Okay, so imagine they give you a question. There's a car that is traveling along, and it travels 50 miles in 2 hours, and the question asks, what is the speed of the car? So again, we're going to go through like the system where we use the formula. So I can see straight away there are three elements of that. There's distance, time, and speed. So straight away I think SVT. S, which is distance, equals V, which is speed, times T. Okay, so we write out the formula. Then the second step, we rearrange to make speed the subject. V equals S divided by T. Okay, we've done that. Then the third step, we check the units. Okay, all the units are correct. We don't need to convert. Then the fourth step, substitute in the numbers. So V equals, but let's say this student here loses focus a bit, loses concentration, and substitutes the numbers in the wrong way. So instead of writing 50 miles at the top, that student writes 5 miles. So 5 miles and then divided by 2 hours. So if you then obviously after that, the next step is to perform the calculation. And if you do 5 divided by 2, actually what you get is 2.5 miles per hour. Now, some students, what they do is when they write 2.5 miles per hour, they'll say, okay, that's my answer, let's move on. The smarter students, or the ones that are more efficient, what they do is they actually look at that answer again and question, does that make sense? Is that a realistic answer for me to get? 2.5 miles per hour that a car is traveling at, is that realistic? Well, realistically, that's not possible, is it? I mean, it's very unlikely you're going to see a car traveling at that speed. So what they do then, that is a clue, a red flag that you've probably gone wrong somewhere, and you need to go back through your work and maybe look at the question again and check if you've done it correctly. Okay, so that's the first thing you do. Double check in real life, does this make sense? That's the first thing. The second thing you can do to double check is you can look at the whole scenario from a different angle. So for example, we just jumped in the maths. We like sort of saw that there was a formula to it and then we did the maths. But if you, I've talked about this before, this is one way of doing it. If you visualize the whole thing going on, okay, you've got 50 mile stretch and it takes 2 hours to do that. Well, how many miles are going to be done in traveled in 1 hour? How many miles in another hour? Well, that would come to you as 25, right? 2.5 just simply wouldn't make sense as an answer there. So that's another way to do it. If you look at something from a different angle, then you can actually also get the marks through going down that route. There's more than one route basically to the correct answer, and often actually looking at something from a different angle might be helpful. Let's say if you're stuck on a question and you don't know how to answer it, then in that case looking at it from a different angle through visualizing or a different technique can actually help you go down a different route, which will then lead you to getting the correct marks and the marks for that question. So that is another way to double check. Just basically try out a different technique or method that can help you hopefully get to the same answer. Okay, so the action step would be to obviously double check by questioning whether it's realistic. Also, if you can, look at the whole thing, the whole scenario and the question from another angle. And one way you could even do that is through visualizing the entire question or the scenario, again, to see it from a different angle, but also better understand what's going on. Okay, so please like this video, comment down below, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel so you keep on getting content, and I will see you in the next study hack.